earlier this week that the Jaguars will not be giving him a contract extension this season. But that didn't stop him from voicing his demands, tweeting, "I'ma ask for so much money, they have to put me on layaway." Wondering where you've heard this quote before? Take a listen.
It looks like you're wearing your signing bonus here. And plus we have we can see the nice primetime logo already, or what?
Yeah, we got sweatsuits started, jackets started, everything. We got it going on here. Everybody got on jewelry. Even the baby got a little something. We ready now.
Even the baby has jewelry. Your feelings about going to Atlanta? No doubt it was your first preference.
Definitely. Atlanta or Tampa Bay. And Atlanta chose me, and I'm very pleased with that decision. I can't wait to get to town with Coach Campbell and get with them fans down there and pack them in there.
When Detroit took the other Sanders, I saw a big grin come across your face.
Man, I was so happy. I was kind of scared. I thought Detroit was going to take me. I would ask for so much money that they had to put me on layaway.
On layaway,
Listen, as a kid, I grew up on layaway. Your mom puts some money down on it, and she gets paid. They hold it for you, then you pay it off over time. By the time mama typically pays it off, it's out of style. But the layaway, yeah, that's my man Prime time.
And Prime is Jalen's mentor to
yes, absolutely.
The two best DBs maybe ever from Florida State. Jalen's trying to do that. That's a great callback for Jalen Ramsey.
And Jalen, get ready, man. You're going to be going somewhere else. The Jags let you know how they feel about you.
Oh, really?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Jalen, man, ain't going to have long-term. But Tom Coughlin, you think he got long-term plan for Jalen Ramsey? Oh, no, he would have to change a lot of things.
Shad Khan should get rid of Tom Coughlin before he gets rid of Jalen Ramsey, best shutdown corner in football. Just my take.
No, Jalen can play on my team.
Absolutely.
And I give him straight cash.
Homie.
No layaway.
Oh, Jenna is on fire today.
Time for stories to start your morning. NBA Finals Game 6 tonight. Raptors on the verge of the first ever championship. Warriors, though, favored by 2.5 at Oracle. See, what's the key for the Raptors to close this out tonight?
Man, the Raptors and their guards. Can they get some scoring productivity from their guards? Kyle Lowry, yo, homie. Let's get you on Danny Green, 2-game absentee. All right? Listen, if you want to get your first championship for the country of Canada, tonight is the way to do it. And the guys that have won, they said there's nothing like winning on someone else's court.
I'm going to add a different X factor for Toronto. Remember how we've talked about the Warriors? If Iggy makes shots, you lose.
Yeah.
If Pascal Siakam makes shots, the Warriors are going to lose. The Warriors have made the decision. We're leaving him open. We're just going to leave him open, and we're going to guard the other guys. He has had some great open looks that, honestly, since game 1, he just hasn't been able to hit. If he makes shots tonight, the Raptors are going to be celebrating.
I believe Van Vliet will be back.
Oh, yeah.
The way we saw him the first 3 games of the series.
Gained a baby loss for him yesterday. He reportedly opted out of his contract with Boston, ensuring that he'll become a free agent. He also reportedly moved on from his longtime agent and design Rock Nation, who coincidentally also reps Kevin Durant. Nick, what does all this mean for where Kyrie ends up next season?
I don't think it tells us much about where he ends up. I understand Rock Nations and the ties to Jay-Z. Jay-Z, obviously, the initial ties to the Brooklyn Nets, but I don't think those are necessarily correlated decisions. I think it shows a very savvy move by the folks at Rock Nation, doing what I think more folks should do in the agent business when you're dealing with a superstar that's going to get a max contract. We're going to waive the commission on your player deal and just take commission on your marketing money, and it's a bad beat for Kyrie's longtime agent, 2 weeks away from a major payday that now he's not going to get.
Yeah, I don't think this steers him to Brooklyn. I believe it's a 2-team race between the Knicks and Brooklyn because he wants to be on the East Coast. He's from the East Coast. But if I'm with an agent and he's got a brother that works for a team, you can believe that we've talked about it. That was part of the hiring process. I believe he wanted to move over to Rock Nation, but one of the heads of Rock Nation does have a brother that's an executive with the Nets.
All right, finally, talk some football. Cam Newton returned to the practice field on Tuesday, first time since his off-season surgery on his throwing shoulder, and he unveiled some new throwing mechanics. Ron Rivera said that it's the first step of many for Cam. Panthers hoping the new mechanics lead to more wins. They finished 7-9 last season. See, tell us what this new throwing motion means for Cam and the Panthers.
This is really what being a professional athlete is about. It's continuing to adjust. We know Cam's a freakish athlete. He's had success in this league, tremendous MVP season, but what's been the mark of Cam Newton? It's been inconsistency. It's been lack of disciplined feet. It's trying to use all of his natural talent and not using the torque of his body to be able to throw. So this is what you want. The greatest players are always making some type of adjustment in their game. Tom Brady, people didn't talk about it a lot, but he changed his throwing motion a number of years ago. Drew Brees has changed his throwing motion after having the really bad shoulder issue that he had there coming from the Chargers to the Saints. So this is what we've seen. I believe it will make him a little more accurate throwing the ball. It should make him a little more consistent, and it will make him depend on anticipation, because if he's going to grow as a quarterback, not only does he have to tighten up his fundamentals, tighten up his footwork, but he's got to have a little bit better anticipation by not letting the rush get to him and by delivering the football before the wide receivers are ready. I believe he was making tremendous strides last year with Scott Turner, who's the son of Norv Turner, who Cam Newton trusts. So a lot of times when you start seeing stuff, you see a guy working with the quarterbacks, let's say a young quarterback coach like Scott, you wonder, wow, is he going to trust him? And that's the most important. Cam has surrendered all of his ability, everything that he knows about being a quarterback. And you have to realize, they didn't teach him anything about being a quarterback at Auburn. Ever since he was in the league, his #1 offensive coordinator for most of his time has been Shula. Shula is not no guru as far as teaching quarterbacks how to throw. So this is the thing. If Cam is going to sustain greatness, it's going to have to do with making adjustments, and I believe Scott Turner and Norv Turner are a godsend for Cam in his career.
And one of your critiques on Cam that has led to the inconsistency you've said is he had been a full upper body thrower.
Yes.
He doesn't use his big, powerful legs, his trunk, the way the most consistent quarterbacks do. It's all in the shoulder. And so I would love to demonstrate for the audience, but I got a bad shoulder and shoulder surgery. I'd rather you demonstrate for the. Can you show how Cam had thrown traditionally in his career, what it looks like, and what, on the very limited video we've seen, what he's trying to get it to?
Right. I think most people, when they see Cam, probably the biggest thing you see is when he throws the ball, he's typically off of his back foot. So you don't have the full torque that you can use. Tom Brady, Drew Brees, the reason why they're throwing the ball better now at a late age is because they're using their legs more, and they use this left arm to stay close to their body so they can create power from their lower half, and they're not using all their arms. So they create a lot of torque into their hips, which brings the shoulder around. That's why you see him stationary, getting used to that rotation and utilizing his hips.
You even see his hand right up there.
Yes, you watch Tom Brady. If you watch all his little training techniques he does, watch how close Tom Brady keeps this left hand compared to the traditional of, when I let go of the ball, the hand goes here. No, these quarterbacks are bringing it tight, which opens up your hip so you can generate more force.
And then just quickly, when you're used to throwing a certain way and you've had success doing it that way, how hard is it as an athlete 5, 6, 7, 8 years into the league to now first change, like your moneymaker, the most important thing, the most important skill you have?
It's one of the most dangerous things you can do in football. A quarterback changing his throwing motion, basketball trying to change a guy's shot. We had Blake Griffin talking about when he was trying to change his shot, he would lock the gym. He wouldn't even let people take video.
He said, "Look,
it was some ugly days, some dark days. There are going to be some days that he's not going to have confidence in it, but it will, if he sticks with it, which I believe that he will, it will increase his ability to be effective. No matter if they have a rush on him, he'll learn so much more about putting velocity on the ball, taking reps off the ball. These are things that you continue to learn as a quarterback.
And Cam was forced into it to a degree because the reason last year went sideways was because of a major shoulder injury. So that if you're going to make a change, doing it after an injury when you're recovering would be the time. But I'm going to cross a different sport that you didn't mention to a guy we've talked about today. Tiger Woods, before he ever got hurt, when he was the best player in the world, remade his swing entirely, had a down year because of it, and then once the swing was totally remade, hit the Tiger Slam, and all of a sudden played the greatest golf we have ever seen anyone play. If you are willing to make the sacrifice for it, it can elevate you to the next level. Cam might have been forced into it to a degree, but you would hope that this elongates his career, which has always been a concern about Cam. How long can he play?
Right.
How accurate and consistent